Hey, welcome to 3DHP. In today's video, we're going to talk about the BambuLabs and a couple cool prints I did, one from Fotis and one from David Chambers. Right, and we'll get into it right after this. Hey, welcome back everybody. How do you like my new intro? Please leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear what you think of the new intro. Anyway, the BambuLabs. Yes, it's a wonderful printer, but yes, I've had a few problems lately. You know, I got this, what, 5-6 months ago, and it's been printing beautifully. Occasionally I have a problem here and there, and as you'll see here in a time lapse that I'm going to show you, this model by Fotis called Cyborg. I got it off of his, where was it? My Mini Factory. I think I paid like $5 or $6 for the file, and you can also get it on his Patreon. I printed this at 150% scale, and whenever a designer designs anything, the size that you download it at, that's considered 100%. So if you size it up or down from there, that's why I call this 100%, 150%. And I had like 7 or 8 fails. And I don't have all the debris here to show you, but you'll see in most of these time lapses what happened. You know, the base would pretty much print, it would get almost done, or the base would finish, and the next thing you know, I'm printing in midair. It got clogged somehow. So I tried pre-cement filament, I tried Polymaker, I tried Ziltech. And yeah, I tried 3 different filaments. I re-angled the model, I changed some settings, and every single time it would get the base completely done, be printing in midair, or it would get almost done, be printing in midair. Drove me crazy. I changed the temperature. I jacked the temperature up on it. Like I said, I tried multiple filaments. So, what was next? Well, my friend of mine, Stephen Poole, one thing I hadn't done. I'd done just about everything I could think of. He's like, well, hey Jerry, why don't you change the nozzle? Well, the quality has been printing perfect, and I didn't think that the nozzle change would be a big deal. So, actually, let me back up for a minute. Before I changed the nozzle, I wound up getting the print done. It finally printed correctly in this Polyterra charcoal black PLA. I managed to get a print after like the 7th or the 8th time. It printed fine, came out beautiful, and then right after that I loaded up some Ziltech purple filament. As you can see here, I'll show you a close-up of it here in a minute, of the little Jawa diorama from Star Wars from David Chambers. And it got, oh, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch tall, maybe not even that tall, maybe, you know, half that distance. And the same thing, it was clogged, just printing in midair. So I had some extra nozzles I bought from Bambu. So, like I said, Stephen Poole said, why don't you try the nozzle? So, even though it's printing good, but at a weird layer height, it all of a sudden starts clogging on me, I changed the nozzle. And then that's where the trouble began. Once there's 3 connectors on the little tiny board, on the hot end, you have to unplug your thermistor, your fan, and your heater. And 2 of 3 of the JST connectors, I grip them with my fingernails, basically I wiggle them out, they came right out. When I got to the thermistor, the whole connector pulled out. I mean, the male end, the female end, the part that should be mounted on the board that shouldn't come off, which I come to find out later, they designed it that way on purpose. Why, I don't know. And then when I tried to put it back on, I put on my headlamp. I got a flashlight. Took off the top of the X1 Carbon. I got in there as close as I could. I tried to put the connector back on, and I bent over one of the contacts. So I straightened it out best that I could, try to put it on. Bent over one of the contacts pretty bad. So I got in there with a little tiny pair of tweezers and I tried to straighten it out. When I did that, I completely broke the connector. And I'm thinking, oh great, now what? So I contacted BambuLab. I put in a ticket. They got back with me within 24 hours, which really surprised me. And they wanted me to write down a certain number for my ticket on a piece of paper, hold it up in front of the part, take a picture, send it back to them. Once I did that, they immediately sent me out a replacement part a few days later. And I was looking at a PDF file they had of like a little video PDF on how to install it, and it says in there that this type of clip, I forget what it's called, but it has the 2 prongs on the side, and it's designed to pull straight off. It's got the 2 connectors, a positive and the negative, and then it's got 2 posts on the side where that little JST female connector pulls off. So all I can suggest is if you replace your thermistor, and you got to take out that wire, be very careful. If you can hold the female side down on the board and try to get the thing off, don't just yank on the wires, because like I say, the whole plug will come off. And if you don't get it back on straight, you're going to have, it'll break it, it'll bend it, and then it's just a nightmare. And it's really hard to see close up. So anyway, when the new part came out, I went ahead and I took off the magnetic cover. I held it out of the way, hung it up out of the way. And I took out the screws, the front screws on both sides. Because once you take out 2 small screws, that little tiny board almost when it comes out. And there's a little ribbon cable at the top. It's got a little metal bar and 2 little screws in there. You take that out, you unclip the ribbon cable, and you can remove it from the front. You don't have to tear the whole thing apart. It's fairly simple. But once I had the 2 screws out, the board wouldn't come out. So I took out the 2 screws on the sides that hold on the front half of the case. I didn't have to take it all the way off, just loosened it up, then I could get the board out, put the new one in. I was good to go. Once I got that done, I fired up the printer, heated up the hot end, and I put some filament in slot 1, and I had a red light blinking again, so it had a jam somewhere. It had something going on. I heated up the hot end, it wasn't extruding. So I took the AMS off, put it on the desk, took out the 2 screws inside the cover of the AMS. When you start to lift it up, there's 2 little connectors that are JST connectors. You unplug off the circuit board, and then you can flip it up on end, and I could see that I had a little piece of filament that was clogged in there that had broke off. So I unplugged the PTFE tube, I got the filament out. Oh, and backing up, when I first started having this trouble, I took the AMS apart then to check my white PTFE tubes, and over time they started to wear. And when I looked at them, I could see from a distance that there's like 2 lines in slot 1 and slot 2. And like a little tiny hole in slot 1 in the PTFE. It started to wear through. So I simply unplugged it. I had some more white PTFE I had, laying around. I cut new ends and, yeah, put it in. And I thought that would have fixed the problem, but it didn't. So it wound up being a nozzle. And, yeah, I don't know. It works 99.9% of the time perfect. And then, like, it's a machine. Things break down. It started to give me a few little issues. But the quality is amazing. I'm still really happy with it. And like here on the Fotis Cyborg, as he calls it, the quality here is just amazing. Came out beautiful, no problems at 150% scale. That's about as big as I could go on the X1 Carbon with this particular model, but amazing. And I'll get you some close-ups here of this Jawa diorama from David Chambers. Now, I could have done this in multicolor. And at the time, since I'd had so many problems trying to get this printed, I just wanted to get it done. I've done it all in purple. So now I'm going to have to prime it and paint each individual piece. But having my AMS where I can do 4 colors, I could have done each one of these. Now, as you're going to see right here, I'll get you a close-up before I show you. Get right down in there, and as you can see, the detail is just amazing. Came out so beautiful. And nothing is glued together, it's just everything is just sitting there. So if I'm not careful, it'll just kind of fall apart. But amazing. Little R2-D2 head there. A lot of really cool parts. Little Jawa. He's got eyes in there, giving you a thumbs up. Beautiful. Some boxes, a satchel. And this is at 100% scale. I did not size this up. But if you wanted to resin print this or print it larger in the Bambu, you could. And have a multi-material system, AMS, you could definitely, you know, print out different parts and do it multicolor. And then all you'd have to do would be glue it together. And let's bring Fotis' cyborg over here. But yeah, she came out amazing. And I was at 0.21 layer height. For the first time ever, I tried lightning infill. This is very light. I've never tried lightning infill before, so it's basically hollow with lightning infill. 0.12 layer height. You'll see some pictures here with the supports on it. I've done organic supports also for the first time, and they worked out really well. But yeah, completely beautiful model. I'll have links to where you can find Fotis' Mint Patreon. I'll throw them up here on the screen, and we'll have them in the description. And also where I bought this over out of my mini factory. And David Chambers has 2 sites. I'll throw them up here on the screen and also in the description. But yeah, amazing, amazing. Beautiful. Yeah, but they both turned out really good. I'm really happy with the quality. I'm really happy with the Bambu X1 Carbon. And yeah, I've been kind of slow getting out videos. I've got a birthday tomorrow. By the time you see this, it'll already be past. My birthday's June 12th. I turned 59. It's like, wow, where did time flies, man? Where did it all go? But, you know, hopefully I got another 20 or 30 years left in me. Or 40. We'll see. You know, please like, subscribe, share. Check me out over on Discord. I got a Discord link down below. I have a Facebook group, 3DHP. What else? I live stream every Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific. I'm live on YouTube and Twitch. You're welcome to join in on screen or in chat. I have a lot of awesome makers from around the world on with me every single week. I stream anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. It varies, and yeah, that's about all I got for now. And thank you very much. Please, until next time, everybody have an awesome day and happy printing.